What do you mean?
Good morning. It's a Friday, and it's our first edition, our inaugural edition of Coffee with Vic. I'm Vic. Jen's over there. Becca's over here. This is our coffee. Everybody show your coffee. Owl mug, Darth Vader mug, and I don't need Google because my wife knows everything. So this is going to be our Friday routine, sitting around in the morning, having some coffee, and talking about stuff. But I think we should first talk about coffee. And then we'll talk about the other stuff we're going to talk about.
Okay.
Is
Threw
that
me
cool?
for a loop there. I wasn't expecting any sort of coffee topics.
It's not necessarily coffee topic.
I'm not prepared.
I'm not going to ask you to grind any beans right in front of us or anything. It's all good.
Say, the one thing I haven't been is a barista, so we gotta be careful.
Just all I want to know is, it's not going to be that complicated. What kind of coffee do you like? What's your favorite coffee?
I'm an espresso girl.
Espresso? Any particular brand or?
No, whatever fits in a K-pod.
Oh, espresso in a K-pod.
Oh yeah, make a full cup of coffee
Very
out of all just
specific
espresso.
Wow. That'll get you going in the morning, won't it? How about you, Jen?
I'm kind of an Americano girl, and then I always like to upgrade to the whipped cream and let the sugar melt down. Because you get that fluff of joy when you first start out with the cream on top, and then it melts, and then it's the perfect amount of sugar and cream for your coffee.
You guys are a little over my head here. I like Dunkin' Donuts coffee, that's all. Period. Being from New Jersey, there is a Dunkin' Donuts on every street corner. There's more Dunkin' Donuts in New Jersey than there is Walgreens and QTs here in St. Louis. They're everywhere. So I've kind of grown up with it, kind of gotten used to it. I have the K-Cups, Dunkin' Donuts K-Cups, and Dunkin' Donuts creamer that is called Extra Extra.
So when you go in the Dunkin' Donuts and you get the coffee, can you leave without a donut?
Oh yeah. I mean, the donuts are okay.
That's right.
Yeah.
They really should just be a coffee shop.
Yeah, they're not my
With the
favorite.
occasional pastry.
Well, oddly enough, first of all, let me say the French crawlers are my favorite thing. So if it was just coffee and one type of donut, which is French crawler, I'd be totally good with it. But they've actually changed their name. They're not Dunkin' Donuts anymore. They're just Dunkin'. I don't know if you've noticed that.
Yeah.
The official
Well,
name.
that was sneaky.
It was sneaky,
They
right?
have breakfast sandwiches and stuff now too.
Yep.
They have a whole menu.
My daughter loves the breakfast sandwiches.
You know who else did that to us? Burlington Coat Factory.
Mm-hmm.
They no longer have coats.
What did they? No more coats?
It's ridiculous. It's just Burlington.
Yeah.
Really? Are there
I mean,
any
there's
coats?
a coat or two in there, but it certainly is no coat factory.
No.
They're not pumping out coats by
I'm
any
telling you, all that
stretch
is
of the
over.
imagination. That is so funny. All right, so we got the coffee down. Espresso, Americano, with the sugar coming down.
Whipped cream. Yeah,
Whipped cream.
hand whipped preferably.
Right. And I just like
Toast best.
Dunkin' Donuts, as we used to say in New Jersey, regular.
Right.
Let me tell you my story about the first time I ordered coffee at a Dunkin' Donuts, because Dunkin' Donuts is one of the few places where they still make it for you. You don't have to go over to the bar and put the cream and sugar in yourself.
Oh
They
yeah,
make
you
it for
have to leave that up to them.
Right. So I go in, first time in St. Louis, walk into a Dunkin' Donuts, and I say, I'll have regular coffee. So I'm watching her make it. She puts coffee on the cup and top on, and she gives it to me. And I open it just to make sure, and I said, I'm sorry, I asked for this regular. She says, that is regular. I said, no, this is black. She goes, no, that's regular coffee. I said, I think I know a black coffee when I see it. She goes, I don't know what to tell you, that is regular coffee. In New Jersey, regular means 2 creams, 2 sugars.
Yeah.
Light and sweet, more cream, more sugar, and black is black. So that was my experience. I forced her.
In my mind, regular means medium.
Well, I think she meant regular as opposed to decaf.
Right.
Decaf.
They still make that?
Who cares?
It's like
Useless.
O'Doul's. It's
Yeah.
Why even bother?
Who cares? Oh, O'Doul's. Right. Why make a non-alcoholic beer?
Just drink water.
I'm with you there. All right. So what we're going to talk about was we're still in this pandemic, which, by the way, I thought we would have been done with this a long time ago.
Did you?
When this first broke, you know, my wife and I, we stocked up on everything. When I say everything, we bought 2 30-pound bags of dog food, just in case we can never leave the house. We didn't, you know, who knew what was going to happen? 2 gigantic bags of cat food, food for us, cartons of cigarettes, blah, blah, blah. And
It's your Fallout shelter stuff.
it was. Well, that's what they made us think was going to be. I was convinced I was going to get this COVID and I was going to die. I was
My
absolutely convinced.
gosh, that's a dark place to be.
Now, I am convinced I'm not going to get it at all.
And there you go. That's how you don't get it.
I mean, I did the same thing.
I
That's
think
right,
it's a
Jen.
mental game.
You did the same thing
I
that
was,
you thought you were going
I
to
was
get?
working in a grocery store at the time, and as soon as I got off work, I filled up my cart, you know, because in my head, I have 7 children at home. I didn't know how I was going to be able to feed them. If I was
Hold
going
on,
to be
that
able
went
to
by me
grocery
too
store.
quickly.
Yeah, she's got a whole
7?
village.
I
at
have
her
7
house.
children at home.
That's a lot of kids.
Yeah, I've got an 8th one
Basketball
too. That
team.
she's an adult now.
How loud is the dinner table with 7 kids?
Not that bad.
Do you guys all eat around the table every night together?
A lot of nights.
Like all 7?
How big is your kitchen table?
That's beautiful.
I mean, we had to put a leaf in, but
We eat the dining room.
Hey, pass the potatoes!
Where's the leaf?
we have a system. Like, if it's taco night, we pass around the beans first.
Huh.
We pass around the meat first.
Does it
Like,
go oldest to youngest?
I-
The little kid starves?
no, it starts with
Are
dad.
there
Dad goes
assigned
first.
seats?
Of course, Dad goes
And he's
first.
at the end.
You're right.
And then we just work our way, because the youngest kids sit closer to me. So I get the next step, and I make the little kids food, and then we pass it along.
I eat in front of the computer and then put the plate on the floor for my dog to clean it.
I mean, that's parenting too.
We have such different lives.
I also have a dog I do that with, though.
Me
And
too.
he's a monster.
It's the pre-wash.
Our dog will sit there and look right at you while you're eating every bite until he gets some. And the thing about my dog is, let's say you're me and the food is there, right? He'll look at me and he'll go, like he makes sure
Just in case you
that
were
I know
confused about what
he
wanted.
wants. I want that.
See that good stuff? I want some of that too.
7 kids, bless your heart. So anyway, so I'm convinced now I'm not going to get it, and but we did have to shelter in place, as it's called, and we all find new things to do, being indoors constantly and being home a lot. So my wife does all the work, and I just say hi. But our big passion now is fish.
Yes.
So it all started with a Betta Fish, and he's like actually he's not green, but under the blue light he looks green because you put that blue light on.
Sure. Light 'em
And
up.
his name is Hedwig, and his snail is the Angry Inch because you have to have a snail in there to eat the scum off the side.
Little
I appreciate these
ecosystem.
names.
That's the life of a snail. What do? I eat scum off
Just
the,
constantly vacuuming.
off the glass of the.
Non-stop.
So he's in a little tank, and then we started to get more, and that's where the whole thing just completely blew up. There's male betas can't be with other betas because they'll fight. And if you ever watch the beta, they flare to make themselves look scarier.
The beta, is that on Netflix?
I don't know what you're trying to do or say.
That would be a great Netflix channel. It's just fish.
Hey, you know what? We turn off the TV and just watch the fish
Exactly.
sometimes.
That's a good idea. Write that down.
So we have another tank that's bigger, and Helga is in there. All of our pets, I should probably say, we'll get into everybody's pets here in a bit. Our pets are all named after characters in musical theater productions. So Hedwig and the Angry Inch, obviously. Helga is in Cabaret. Let's go through the dogs. Phantom is Phantom of the Opera. He's a 100-pound beast.
Like, test your knowledge of musical theater. Fix pets.
Hey, that's a fun game, right?
It should be.
It's a fun game. Phantom of the Opera. We have a dog, Bichon Poodle, and when his hair is too long, he's kind of white and black, and it goes like this. And he's Sweeney Todd, because his hair looks like Johnny Depp and Sweeney Todd. And if you really know the play well, Sweeney Todd's real name is Benjamin Barker. Dogs bark.
That's there.
That was purely by
See what
coincidence.
you did there.
We didn't even realize it till later, but we'll take credit for knowing how smart we are. Anyway, and then we have a little Chihuahua whose name is Chino for a character in West Side Story. The cats, we have Pippin from the play Pippin. We have 2 sisters. One is orange, one is black, and like kind of green-eyed looking. So they are Nessa and Elphaba from Wicked. And the patriarch of the entire Porcelli clan is Skimbleshanks, the railway cat from Cats.
Well, I can't imagine you being bored at home at all.
Never a dull moment at the Porcelli
Spend
house.
15
No.
minutes with each animal, the day's over.
Right. So Helga's in the big tank. Then we have, my wife bought these 2 tanks that are up on the mantle. The big TV's on the mantle, and then on each side are 2 tanks.
Is this my cue to play the video?
Not yet.
Okay,
'Cause
let
we
me
got-
know,
we
because
got-
we've got it queued up.
We gotta get back to Helga.
Okay.
So 2 tanks, and on the left is a white male beta who is so pretty and so beautiful that my wife and I both keep calling her she, but he's a he. So we named her Mary Sunshine. If you've ever seen Chicago, the play, Mary Sunshine's actually a guy. So
Vic has the first transgender beta.
She's transitioning. And then in the other
decision.
in the other tank is Billy Flynn. He's new, but they're right up there, and they're on each side of the television. And my wife made the tanks bilaterally symmetrical for me. There's a thing that we call Stonehenge. Looks like Stonehenge in there because they like to hide. They like to swim under things and hide. So there's Stonehenge in there. They each have moss balls. I learned so much about fish from my wife. Who needs Google?
Moss balls.
Moss balls.
Tell me more about these moss balls. Where do you get them?
At Petco.
Can you just have a moss ball without the fish?
But what fun is that?
I don't know.
Then you're just growing moss.
I like moss. I like balls.
You like
Sounds
moss?
Like a win-win.
I mean,
I love moss.
I use moss for a lot of art projects, so.
Women love moss.
Why?
Nobody knows this. Women are like bonkers about moss. I have friends who will go to the river and she's come back with a bucket full of moss and she's ripped off the rocks, and we just love moss.
My mom has done that. We're a family of geeks. Like, we played Warhammer, so you have to have like the setting of where your characters and because you have figurines play at. And she went to the lake. She got rocks and moss, and she even found like dead butterflies, and she put them in, and then she resined it, and
wow.
She was actually going to sell them because I used to run a convention. She was going to sell them at my convention.
That's next level. Taking
Yeah.
it to
That's way above
cosplay gaming
Way
with moss.
with moss. So anyway, 2 moss balls, plants, and they make these little leaf hammocks. It's a suction cup you put on the side of the glass. And
I was like, the fish make hammocks? Like they, as in the people who make pet supplies.
Yes.
I'm with you. Go
Our
on,
fish
continue.
are very non-functional. They don't make anything. They just sit there and look cute, and that's it. So they sleep on those sometimes. Hedwig actually sleeps on the wire of the heater on the back. He's going to electric. Well, he's in water all the time anyway. And then we have Velma. It's the only other baiter, and we don't know what we're going to do with her. There's another one.
She won't go to school, or what's the problem?
Well, no, she will. Velma, we don't know. Helga is a bitch. We were going to put Velma in with Helga, and Helga freaked out. Completely freaked out. Didn't want her in there. So we had to take her out.
I like all these personalities that just a little fish has.
I swear, Jen, they do. If you walk up to Hedwig's tank and go, "How you doing?" He comes up and he like kind of wags his little fin and everything. Gets all excited. When my wife walks up to that tank, he goes crazy. He goes nuts. And then we have shrimp was the next thing. Little tiny shrimp that swim around the tank, and they reproduce rapidly. We found out.
Wow.
There was a pregnant one in there, and my wife's got the camera on her phone on the tank, and then she'll zoom in, and you can actually see the eggs and the things inside the fish.
Oh, because they're like transparent, pretty much.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's so cool to watch.
So how long before they become Cajun?
No. And you know, it's funny.
Bring it to my house.
Here's a problem if you're going to have fish. It's something called, believe it or not, ick.
Ick.
Ick. But it's really called ick. It's spelled ICH.
Is
But
it an acronym?
no, it's a
ick.
disease, ick.
Oh.
Maybe it is an acronym, I don't know.
It's like an onomatopoeia.
Yes, exactly. Ick. I know, right? So you go on. My wife is the queen of going on YouTube and finding out how to do things. She changed the blower motor in our car
Whoa.
by watching a tutorial.
She's the king.
She's the queen.
Yeah.
So
And king. She's the whole
she's
dynasty.
everything. She's everything. So she found out that you put garlic
What?
in the water
Oh, to keep the ick out.
to keep the ick out. So
makes
it's
sense.
funny that you said Cajun because you smell.
They probably do
And-
taste a little
Want to melt up some butter?
some cayenne pepper over here.
So we fixed the ick. So that's it. So the shrimp in Helga's tank. You have to have bubbles in your tank. These are the things that you learn. By the way, does anybody say anything about their pets? I want to know about other people's
I
pets.
forgot to check the comments. We have a bunch of topics and questions to answer as well.
Yes, we'll get to those. So you have to have bubbles in the tank because they need oxygen. So that you put a bubble stone. My wife calls them a bubble stone. Well, she doesn't call them that. That's what they're called. And
Bubble stone.
it just makes bubbles go up.
Right.
And the shrimp and Helga use the bubbles as like a little bubble ride. And they go to the bottom, right? And then the bubbles carry them all the way up, and they go wee to the top. And then they swim down, and they do it all over again. So I sent Jen a couple of videos, one with just the shrimp doing it, and one with Helga doing it.
Here's my cue. Are we ready?
You ready?
Yeah, it's on. You're not gonna be able to see it. I was hoping to have this better set up, but it got to be 9 o'clock really quickly.
It did, right? Doesn't it?
I don't know
They're
how
all
long
waiting their
these
turn for the
videos
bubbles.
are.
One's like a minute.
Looped
Here he
forever.
goes.
I wonder how many live watchers you would get just watching your fish.
Probably not many, so let's just keep that to a minimum. But it's pretty
It's a very nice setup. I love the purples and blues and
It's
pinks.
so cool, I
And
swear
the
to God.
underlid. I'm probably going to Pet Supply Plus right after.
Pet Supplies Plus, that's where we go.
Shop local.
That's what we do,
Yeah.
small business, and we love it. So there we go. Okay, so let's see, the one on the left, I believe, I think the one on the right is when Helga's going to go up there. No, there goes Helga. You see her? Whee! She went up to the top. So they do that all night. My wife's up at like 4 o'clock in the morning sometimes, just filming these things going up the bubble ride. We call it the bubble ride. Whee! Okay. So that's our passion fish that happened. I don't know if it would have happened without the pandemic, without the shelter-in-place order that we all had, but I'm glad
It's
at
one
least
of the
that we
many positive things that came out of COVID.
Exactly.
You are actually one of the positive things for me that came out of COVID. I have no idea how you got here or you are associated with NextCore, but I'm like so excited
Excellent.
that you're on our team. And like, what a crazy world where I'm sitting in a podcast studio on Friday morning drinking coffee with Vic Porcelli.
Love it.
Yeah.
Salud. Gentan.
I didn't realize how popular you were until we started messing with your Facebook page.
Oh, I did.
You've ruined Rebecca and I's Facebook. It's just all Vic notifications.
Yeah, my
all
husband
day
made me
long.
turn my phone off last night. I couldn't sleep.
Because
Still?
at like midnight I couldn't sleep either, and so I live feeded the video that we did with you for this STL small business.
Yeah.
You should be expecting a DM. I think I got you a job.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, I don't know if you saw the comment or what.
I can't even keep up with what's going on.
I know, right? It's so much.
First
And
of all,
that's why you have us, Vic.
that's what I was going to say. You guys are awesome at what you're doing because I can't even keep up with what's going on. You know, I mean, you're putting the posts up there on Facebook, which I completely appreciate, of course. Replying to people, which I totally love, and there's just so many of them. My son works at. My son plays piano. He's been playing piano since he was 6 years old, and he plays at a dueling piano bar in Tulsa, Oklahoma, called Shady Keys. And those guys are the best social media maniacs I have ever seen, and you guys are right up there.
Well, thank you.
So does anybody ask any questions or anybody care?
I'm trying to get to it. I'm trying to get to a place. I have this live feeding on my page, your page, and the NextCore page, and
I know my wife's watching. Just remind me next time to bring the laptop because you know I'm not too good at this.
And I have it set up
I might
so
do a
you can see if you
restream.
want to take a peek.
But okay, so one of the comments that we got on this post that I made yesterday stemmed me into a deep musical loop.
Okay, was it
Oh, I
Sonia
saw that
Dada?
one.
Yes, it was Sonia Dada.
Okay.
They asked what is the best Sonia Dada song.
Right.
And I answered.
I saw your answer.
There is only one good Sonia Dada song. I'm sorry if you're a terrible fan.
Oh,
And it's Lover.
you've hurt my heart. Of course it's You Don't Treat Me No Good. They actually released that in 1993. Some country guy.
Yeah, redid it, and that's the only karaoke version I could find online. It's much, much slower, and I was so upset. I literally was up till midnight karaokeing. Lover, lover, you don't treat me no good no more.
You don't treat
Yeah,
me no
yeah,
good no
yeah.
more. Bad news, the guy with the real deep voice,
Yeah.
Paris just passed away
Oh.
earlier this year. And God, it broke my heart because they haven't been together in a whole bunch of years. And the station I was working at the time, we were a big champion of that band, and we played them all the time. We were the only station in St. Louis to play Sonia Dada. And so they loved us back. And whenever they went, I used to get like a all-access backstage pass and stuff. And
Such a cool guy.
they were just really good to me.
That's
And
awesome.
Paris and I were Facebook friends, and we talk all the time. And I'd be like, guys, one last tour. Get together for one last tour. And, you know, they were trying to work on it, and then this happened, and then the guitar player died, and then Paris passed away. But anyway, do not break my heart,
All
but
right.
that's their only
Well,
great
you're
song.
gonna have to turn me on to some of their
I
other
will.
songs,
I will
because
send you.
I would get to other tracks, and then I would just want to hear Lover, You Don't Treat Me No Good No More. And that is now the song I sing to my dog.
You don't treat me no good no more.
Yeah, I was gonna
Good
do
no
my
more.
research after I saw it too. I ended up being told by a 4 and 7-year-old, "Mommy, sing us this to sleep," and then
Well,
that was
listen,
it.
we will, with
Way
all
different
those
music.
suggestions that we got from people, we'll
There's
do
a ton.
in future Coffee with Vic. Hold on, before we go any further, can I say hi to somebody real quick?
Is it your mom?
Yeah.
No.
Okay, then yes.
My friend Mike is watching, Mike Boyle, who
Hi, Mike.
he is responsible for me getting almost every job I've ever had in radio.
Well, gosh darn.
Well, thank you, Mike.
He hired me in New Jersey at a station called WDHA. Then he left. Then I was up for a job in Philadelphia, and he called the guy there and says, "This guy's great." You know, he lied to him. This guy's great. Put him on you. And then he got me to St. Louis too, because somebody called him and said, "Hey, I'm starting a new station. Do you know any, air talent?" And Mike said, "Oh, Vic's good." So anyway, so Mike's listened. He's my big godfather in radio. Mike, thank you so much. Okay, now back to that's camera, right?
Yeah. Is
Okay.
Mike in town?
No, he's in New Jersey.
Okay.
Yeah.
But he just knows people everywhere.
Drinking Dunkin' Donuts.
Drinking Dunkin'
somewhere,
Donuts.
I'm sure.
With a straw.
What was your question?
I forget.
You said is he New Jersey? I said you said is he here? I said he's in New Jersey.
Well, yeah. What does he do as a profession that allows him to interact with all these people that get you jobs?
Well, he was my program director
Okay,
at
okay,
the radio
yeah.
station. I'm sorry, I probably should have said that. And then he went from there to a trade paper. It was called radio. It was called FMQB, Friday Morning Quarterback.
Okay.
And then he retired from the radio business, and now he's the smart one that got out, and he's doing other stuff.
Cool. Other stuff is fun.
So where were we? We
were trying. I finally found the comments.
Okay, so we'll do Sonia Dada song. Scott Strong said that, right? I worked
Scott
with
Strong did
many
say
years ago.
that. Thank you,
Okay.
Scott Strong. I listened to that song 40 times yesterday.
They have a lot more great songs. I will turn you on.
Turn
to
me
some.
on to a few more. I'll
Will
make
do,
a
will
small
do.
playlist.
Okay.
Loop it around and around.
What other suggestions?
Let's see.
Which we will do. And then we got to get to Jen's dog, by the way, who's hysterical. Rex is hysterical.
To
Oh,
check. I
he's our
did-
mascot.
Is he our mascot?
Oh, we have it on our front, that screen we have in the front foyer.
Yeah.
What?
It's your bio up there. The last thing it says, owner of Rex, our mascot.
Oh, I haven't even seen it. I need to.
Yeah,
see
Taylor
it.
just redid it all.
Rex
Nice.
doesn't look at it like that. Rex looks at he's the owner of Jen.
Yeah.
Rex.
Well, he owns all of
runs
us.
The show.
According to the video, I saw it look that
That's
way
okay.
anyway.
Me and Rex are friends.
Zero control. All right, Michael Standnick wants to talk about the current life as an Amazon UPS delivery person.
That is a great idea, because they're going crazy.
Oh, I know.
It's like Christmas at my
And
house
don't-
every day.
Don't forget about those Amazon Prime ninjas.
Oh, God.
Which are what?
They literally do backflips off of my front porch and just land right in their truck. Like, I don't think their feet even touch the stairs. They're in and out so fast, the dog doesn't bark. But UPS, there's a lot more.
Well, that's a great, maybe we can pre-promote that and say, hey, if you're a UPS driver, Amazon driver, we're going to talk about you guys, make you guys stars in an upcoming Coffee with Vic. How's that?
For sure. And
Yeah.
it's hot out there, and people are just nonstop.
And there can't be air conditioning in those
Because
UPS.
the windows not open.
Yeah. It's an open, there's not even a door
How do
on
they-
some of them.
What do they do in the winter?
They freeze, and in
Yeah.
the summer they melt, I guess.
Well, they have those big jumpsuits, those
Yeah.
Carhartt.
What?
The Carhartt suit, you know, they're the industrial.
Like the snowsuits.
Snowsuit.
Do they?
That,
Yeah.
And you've obviously never worked
And they were
I
like
never
their
worked
long.
for UPS.
outdoors.
Is it true they don't make left turns
I have,
for safety reasons?
because the guy would fall out the door.
That's true.
He'd
Make
be
a left.
Steve.
Whoa, come back.
He's like, I'm on lunch.
That's so funny. All right, what else you got?
Okay.
UPS, the anti-NASCAR.
This might start a heated debate, but Paula Bell wants to discuss the best deli sandwich in St. Louis.
Mmm.
I think it's a toss-up between two, but I'll let you guys say your.
I don't know if I have a choice, really.
Because there's so many good ones.
There really is. I don't know. I can't commit right now.
Throw a stone at the hill.
I need to do more research, if you know what I mean.
I have one, and it's a special.
Go ahead.
Is it?
It's bar I always go to. It's in Maryland Heights. It's called Nuts Neighborhood Bar and Grill, and they always do a different special. And whenever they bring up the sandwich, like I live in South County, and I will drive to Northwest County to go and get one of their sandwiches. They have a lot of. I mean, there's a lot of food. I'll just go and get there, but they have some really good. They have a really good Philly, and they'll do chicken
Chili
or beef.
cheesesteak, you mean?
No, Philly.
Philly? What is that?
Is that different than a Philly cheesesteak?
Oh, Philly cheesesteak. Yeah. Yeah, no, they.
Is that what I said?
I thought so.
I'm.
It's okay. Good.
Shh.
Onward.
early.
I haven't drank enough of the
Anybody
coffee
need
yet.
more coffee?
The whole pot's over there.
But yeah, no,
So it's in Maryland Heights. Place is called what?
Nuts Neighborhood
Nuts.
Bar and Grill.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a great place. The great food and their sandwiches even because it's just bar food,
Yeah.
but not always.
Right.
But when they come up with their sandwiches,
Callier's Deli is pretty good too in Bowling.
All right, I have two tops.
Yep. Good.
Okay, one is Mama Toscanos on the hill.
Mm-hmm.
They have the best bread. It is so flaky, and I get it out of the deli. I come and I eat it in the car, and I'm just completely covered in bread dust. But it's totally worth it. It's like the best bread, the best salami.
Right out of the oven, I guess.
I guess so. Or
What makes
maybe-
that bread dust? I'm curious.
It's just flaky and crispy and
Love that.
on top.
Ooh,
It's
love
so
that.
good. I mean, don't do anything professional after or beforehand.
Make sure you eat or bring it home and do it home.
No, I can never get it. Never makes it past the hill. Like by the time
So
I hit
funny.
Southwest, the sandwich is gone. And
That's
I
so
literally
funny.
just get salami and bread. I mean, I'm Italian. It's like a charcuterie, antipasto. Just give me the meats.
Yeah.
Number two,
Mm-hmm.
Mom's Deli.
Yes! I've had Mom's Deli. The number one I always got.
Yeah, I don't know what number mine is. I think it's just the it's probably the Italian special.
Yeah.
Because I only eat Italian sandwiches.
now I have a question. When you're done and half the sandwich is on your shirt, do you go home, take the shirt off, and give it to Rex?
Yeah, I just put him in the driver's seat for a couple hours.
That's to make Rex feel like Jen's still there. Here, sleep with my guy. I can do that with like a baby. You know, you give it a shirt so you smell.
Gotta make sure it smells like sandwiches, though.
Exactly, it smells like sandwiches. All right, so that's Paul's question. We'll absolutely talk about deli food and those small places in town that make great sandwiches. Didn't Paul have two? Paul had two, I think.
Paul had two?
Maybe not. Go ahead, move on.
I don't know. Best state park in Missouri. Paul did have two.
I thought he
He's
had
so
two.
diverse with his questions. I didn't even realize it was him again. He even has a map that lists all the.
Oh yeah, he's the one that was saying he wants to go to so many by December.
Paul, I like Lone Elk a lot. I like Castlewood a lot.
Lone Elk?
Yeah, you
My daughter
cannot bring
goes
your
there a lot.
dogs there because of all the elk.
Oh, God.
Because dogs don't do well with hoofing
A Castlewood, you
creatures.
can bring your dog.
Oh, absolutely.
Right.
Yeah, I
Do
did
you
that.
keep Rex on a leash, or do you just let him
Oh,
whomp and
I have a
frolic in the
loophole for
forest?
that leash thing. He's on a leash. I'm just not holding it.
See what she did there? Your
I mean-
Honor, he was on the
He
leash.
was on-
It wasn't in my hand.
Show me where the law says so. I want to see it.
Rex loves nature hikes. Like he will run fast and then return back, and he'll kind of do this ebb and flow where he gets 7 miles in and I walk a 0.3.
So he's in great shape.
Yeah, well, yeah, his
And how old is he? He's young, right?
something like 13, 14 months. It's
He's
pretty
big. He's
Yeah.
70 pounds now?
I think, because I don't have a scale at home. I'm
Oh,
not
no,
sure.
wait a minute. 13 months. He's done. He's
I
done
hope-
growing.
I certainly hope so.
Yeah, 70 hips. Okay, so that's good. That's a nice sized dog. I
Until we
love big
start
dogs.
weight training.
Weight training?
Slap some barbells on his
Get you in the
butt.
dojo?
Yeah, get doggy dojo. I think he'd be a good fighter.
Let's not find out. Next topic.
All right.
State parks.
Oh yeah, you guys never said. What do you guys go to parks?
No.
You don't go. You have fish.
I'm a bad outdoors person. Like I'm allergic to mosquitoes. So
Oh my
going
goodness.
outside at night to smoke even.
Now you, go ahead. I'm sorry. I don't want to interrupt. I know what you're saying. So do you get bit a lot, or is it that when you do get bit, it's terrible?
It's bad. Like I wilt up really bad.
Are you easily attracted? Are the mosquitoes easily
I'm O
attracted?
negative, so
I
yes.
can't believe that's just what I was going to bring up.
Yeah,
is
I'm
the type
also
O.
O negative. Hey, we could give each other blood tomorrow.
You
Or
can give
whenever we need it.
My wife is type O, and she walks out. We have this garden in the backyard with tomatoes and stuff, and she walked out 10 minutes to water the plant. She comes in, she's got like 5 mosquito bites.
Yeah,
I
it's
never
great.
get bit because I'm type A. However,
That's
type
weird.
A, you're more susceptible to the COVID, and type O, you guys are good.
Oh, good.
I mean, that's great and all. But like mosquitoes are
Right, you'd rather-
always there. COVID isn't coming for me every cigarette, but mosquitoes are.
COVID will come and go, but those mosquitoes will always be in the backyard.
I actually use this organic cutter spray on my yard that works really well. I'll have to tell you.
Organic cutter?
It's like a.
I don't have a yard.
Well, yeah. Where are the mosquitoes coming from?
Where do you smoke?
I live next door to River to Pear.
Oh, you can't spray the whole river.
No.
You can't spray the whole river.
No.
Just drive by with.
And honestly, mosquitoes are the least concern of River to Pear.
Right,
Yeah, there's a lot of other issues going on in there.
got it. All right, what else do people want to hear?
Oh, people. Jake likes coffee.
Big Jake. Can I talk about Big Jake for a second?
You know Big Jake?
Big Jake.
Lichtag? How do you say his last name?
Lichtai.
Lichtag.
He is 6'8".
Whoa, that is big.
He's a rugby player. And
That's
he
scary.
is crazy. And he worked with us when I did the morning show with Trish. It was Vic and Trish in the morning on the river. And Mike, Jake was our third Mike. And we used to do this thing called What Will Jake Do Wednesday? And we would give Jake $10 if he would go out and do anything we asked him to do, which he would gladly do. So we sent him through a car wash on the outside of the car, you know, things are flapping him in the face.
I remember these things.
They were fun, right?
Yeah.
We sent him to IHOP, and he had everything he said or ordered had to be through a megaphone. So we made him more the kind of really pretty person. We sent him to a elementary school the week that the movie Dodgeball came out, and he had to stand in this little square in the gym, and like 30 kids with dodgeballs had to like just throw dodgeballs at him. Anyway, Jake is a great guy. I absolutely love him. He's a EMS and firefighter now in Melville District.
Well, I mean, you toughened up.
Yeah, he's all ready for it.
Believe
like,
me,
what?
the rugby
Abilities?
toughened him
I
up.
got this.
If he's
I've
a
been to
rugby-
an elementary school.
We know how vicious those
Yeah.
kids can be.
Kids are vicious.
So Jake is a great guy. Thanks, Jake.
Thanks, Jake.
What else we
Glad
got?
you like coffee.
Who doesn't?
My mother.
What?
She's insane.
How do people who don't drink coffee like go do anything?
Dr. Pepper and tea is what she does.
Does she put it in the microwave?
No. Cold.
The Dr. Pepper.
She
Yeah.
doesn't even drink
Hot
hot tea usually.
DP.
I don't do it, but I don't know anybody in real life that does it. But there's a movie called Blast from the Past,
On the stove.
and she puts. Oh, that's right. There was no microwave
Yeah.
then, so okay. So they just heat it up in a pot, but then she gets the microwave at the end of the movie, right?
Yeah.
It's the sign of a mature home.
Coffee. I could drink coffee with dinner. Can you drink coffee with dinner?
Yeah.
Coffee with dinner?
My grandparents and father always make me drink coffee after we eat dinner. And it's like 8 o'clock.
Coffee and dessert.
Does it keep you up?
I mean, it gets me out of there and I go home, I guess. It's like a 40-minute drive, so there's that. I think that my dad actually stays up till just like 4 a.m. for no reason watching local news.
Because of the coffee?
I mean, they're just... So Debbie is my dad's girlfriend, and she's always like, can I make you a latte? Let me get you a latte. And then she talks about how she makes bath bombs. But she's like a real heavy smoker, so she's like really into bath bombs. She's like, can I get you a latte? So
Joey,
you go to my,
Estelle.
you go to my dad's house, and it's just coffee, lattes. And they make those little, what are those little cups that you shove into the machine?
K-cups.
K-cups.
Yeah.
Correct.
They do those.
We have it.
Yeah.
I have Dunkin' Donuts K-cups.
I have a variety. Quite a variety.
They have a lot. They must buy them at wholesale. There's like a basket on their counter. It's just brimming with K-cups.
Yep.
Love that.
We have like 6 different kinds of K-cups in this office that I've brought in between me and Toy, and that I just hand out. I'm like, hey, just in case.
Yeah.
Whatever you want.
You know, my wife orders them for me on Amazon, and they come in like, there's got to be 100 in a
Yeah.
box. So we have one that's not even open yet up on top, and then another one that's about half empty. So I open up underneath the coffee machine are these drawers, these real long drawers, and you put the K-cups in there. So I was filling it up, and I was like, didn't I just do this? I said, am I drinking a lot of coffee? And my daughter goes, really? Are you drinking a lot of coffee?
Well, yeah, you do one at a time.
I don't
You
realize how-
many
right,
you're doing.
right.
Until you look at your trash can.
I mean, I do.
My coffee making situation at home is really pathetic.
Wow.
I have a French press,
I love that.
a big one. It's glass.
I love that.
The glass is broken. I have taken duct tape, and I have fixed it to a certain extent. It's still kind of hard to pressure it down there because it kind of gets on the edges of the broken glass because I haven't duct taped the center.
Yeah.
And then it leaks.
Oh.
So I gotta drink it real quick and
Yeah.
keep it in the sink.
But isn't a French press coffee
That's
great?
the only way that I'll do coffee. But
Right.
it's a pathetic juxtaposition to the
So
coffee situation
this
here.
Keurig conversation's just not for you.
Well, I'm like outside on a campfire with a little pot trying to brew coffee
paper
with
towels.
a cheesecloth filter. You guys are over here with your plastic cups.
Mine are, and I have started finding some that are like eco-friendly. instead of plastic cups.
What are they, bamboo?
I don't know what they're made out of, but some of them, but that way they're biodegradable.
I don't know. Sometimes I think they just put the word eco-friendly on stuff so people will buy it.
I agree. It's not eco.
It's like it'll take 2,000 years to decompose, not
Right.
200 billion.
They will put anything on something they want you to buy.
Well, that's true. Like gluten-free for stuff that never had gluten in the first place.
Well, how about
But now you know.
dog food that's new and improved?
What were you feeding my dog before?
Who tests that?
Now with peas.
What does Rex eat, by the way?
Anything?
No, really.
Remote controls.
What does he eat?
Same.
So
On a scheduled basis.
I finally broke down and got Chewy's delivery.
Yeah.
And I get that Rachel Ray Nutrish.
Oh, yeah, I've seen that. Yeah, on TV.
And a 60-pound bag. And I bought that originally thinking, okay, what a good deal. And then I got the bag, and it's like 60 pounds of dog food
Right, we
is
do
a
that.
lot. It's
Sure.
like a box this big.
Mhm.
And I was like, whoops. But 6 weeks later, I have last cup, ding dong, UPS.
There they are, right
There's
on
my
schedule.
other 60 pounds of food. So he will go through. But it's weird, he won't eat when I'm not home.
See, I ruined my dog. When we got him, it had been so long since I had a dog, and my kids were all excited because they'd never really had a dog before. Like, grandma had a dog, but they didn't. And so Stark came home, this little puffball, who's now like as tall as I am at,
Oh, wow.
at 9 months old. And, you know, and I'm 6 foot, but I made him homemade puppy food.
What goes in
Yeah,
there?
I cooked for Rex at first a lot. But then I would not even cook for myself. I would be making sweet potatoes and ground turkey and then
Peas and
eating
carrots.
like a frozen slice of pizza myself and just
Mm.
having this whole meal. And I was like, you are a jerk.
Right.
You do not deserve this level
Right.
of
My dog just got fat.
service. Yeah, and
He just wanted it too much, and he wouldn't. We were trying to train him with treats, and he wouldn't take the treats unless I made homemade treats. Then I'm like, no, we're done.
See, I
Cold
got-
turkey. We're done with this. We're going to like puppy chow. You're done.
Right.
One of my favorite things to give my dog as a treat or what have you, 2 things, is a hard-boiled egg, and he'll just eat the whole thing. But
Oh.
first he'll like spin it around
Does he?
and bat it on the floor.
I could
and
see
chase
that
it
actually
all
watching the
over
video you
house.
showed me, yeah.
And then sometimes I just give him a potato,
Huh.
and he
Yeah.
does the same thing with it.
And he eats the potato?
Eventually,
My dog loves onions.
that's
He
not
steals.
good for dogs.
He steals onions off the counter. I
Actually,
just stopped
it's
keeping
not
them there.
terrible for dogs, but it's supposed to make them.
I thought it was not good for
Yeah.
dogs.
In moderation, but it basically isn't good for dogs because it makes them fart, and that's bad for you.
Boy, is it.
So
Holy
it's
cow.
kind of a yeah.
Whew.
But I don't know, maybe your dog just has a different metabolism. And
I have no idea. I mean, I've never had a Great Pyrenees before, so I didn't know what I was doing. I found somebody was like, I can't have this dog anymore. Meet me at McDonald's, and you can have them. Okay, because my kids basically, well, we got a dog. My kids are
Come
like,
with
we
them.
have $300 from Christmas money.
Would you like to supersize that dog?
It happened. So
I hear you.
he was like literally in my hands, and now he's the size of me. He jumped on me, and my husband last night. We just like almost pushed us off the bed. I'm like, nope,
Yeah.
no more bedtime, man.
There's something about big dogs that they think they're little dogs. And it's,
Yeah,
sure, I'll
they
go
have
up on the couch. There's plenty of room for me up
No
there.
concept of
Yeah.
their size. And
None. All right, so let's talk about Rex. And
Rex?
what he does. You got the video of Rex to put up there?
Let's put it up here real quick.
Wait on.
Okay, so this is a very short clip of my friend
over.
told me get some security cameras. She said.
Boy.
"You'll
You're
feel
waiting
at
to
home
turn for the
like
bubbles.
this. You'll have peace of mind.
Here he
You'll be
goes.
So I get to check in on things like him completely giving my mattress a vasectomy. And he pulled the whole thing off of the bed.
Yeah.
He just constantly disembowels pillows. He's
Right.
kind of beyond this point now. These videos are probably from
That's puppy stuff,
6
though, right?
months ago. Yeah,
Yes,
but
that's puppy stuff.
This is him last night.
Yeah.
I mean, not literally, but
Is
this
this what you
what
guys
it was
do
like
all
last
night?
night until 3 in the morning.
I love the dance. The toy dance.
Yeah, that
See,
thing
he's
is
the best.
dangerous. It started off like this long, and now it's like this long because he just keeps whipping it around.
That's good. He's a good one. Now, you told me 3 different breeds, I think that he is.
Yeah, Tyrannosaurus Rex, Pit Bull,
Right.
and German Shepherd and Lab.
Oh, 4 different. I forgot about the Tyrannosaurus.
Yeah,
Rex
don't forget
one.
about the dinosaur.
That's
really
great, though.
key. He was given to me. I bought a house, And I had this grand illusion of having nothing ever out of place. I bought white sheets and white pillows. And,
You made a mistake.
and then my friend, as soon as I got my keys, was like, "Hey, this dog gets a home." And I had already had a relationship with the dog. If you can, we were kind of dating casually.
Perfect.
Yeah.
And
Not
so
exclusive,
and
but-
he just proceeded to unravel
Own the joint.
all of my
That's great.
efforts.
That's
But
great.
you know, otherwise, like things to do at home, I have fluff to pick up. You know, I
I
don't
have no
have
time to
I
play.
don't have time to be bored
I'm
or
picking up fluff.
date or do anything. I just mulch in my living room now because we brought in a 20-foot
See,
stick.
you look at me like I'm crazy because I have 7 children. The 7 children clean.
Yeah, I've thought
You
about
come
adopting.
Slave labor.
You come
I'm
home.
gonna adopt
and you
a
have to-
teenage boy to mow my lawn.
I have one if you want.
Would he like to make $20?
Actually, they have a lawn mowing service.
Oh,
So,
Bring 'em
yeah,
over.
yeah, we have like a whole professional Facebook page. They do invoices.
fantastic.
I
Uh-huh,
mean,
Mom did 'em
seriously. Although last time I hired a lawn mowing service, they got to my house, looked at my front hill, and said no.
Oh, because it's too high.
Yeah. I mean, could you
I
get
get
it at least on the backyard?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's hard. My dad bought me a rope because he told me that I could pull the lawnmower up and down. That does not work.
No.
Your dad lied.
I think your dad was like messing with you.
Yeah, and that he's also like very worried that I'm gonna cut my toes off
Yes.
with the on the hill. It's like a legitimate thing that he fears.
Sure.
So
Absolutely.
every time I finish mowing, I'm like, all toes is still intact. Lawn
Yeah.
mowed.
So getting back to the Great Pyrenees, what's the Great Pyrenees' name?
His name's Stark because we're nerds. And between Tony Stark, like Iron Man,
Mhm.
which my husband's a huge fan of and has a man crush on Robert Downey
Mhm.
Jr.
Who doesn't?
Yeah. And then we'll see we fight because my favorite billionaire is Batman. So there's
good.
there's
Are
a
you
little
guys
war in the house.
counseling over that, or how are you
It's,
ever gonna get
it's
through
been
this?
discussed. And then, but we're also Game of Thrones fans.
Oh.
So Stark just seemed like the perfect name.
Yeah. See, I don't know what you're talking about because I have
It's
never.
like I only watch musicals.
No. Do not pigeonhole me like that. I love musicals, but there's many other things that I like to watch. However, I have not watched one episode, 1 minute of Game of Thrones. I'm not saying that in a, I'll never watch it. Just never came up.
It's really
I never
great.
had either. And my husband's like, I'm tired of you making me watch it later. I want to watch it when it airs. It's on break right now. They're coming back with the new season.
Oh.
So he made me binge
I
watch.
thought it was over.
And it was,
thought it was
at
too.
this time, it was the second to last season. He's like, watch a bunch of it and, watch it all so then we can watch it together.
Uh-huh.
So I watched the second to last season with him and then they're like, oh, not coming back for a year and a half and we're only coming back for 8 episodes.
Right.
I'm like, you made me do all this to have to wait
Well,
to just watch it
I-
finalized.
that's the problem.
Game
I
of
was
Thrones
angry,
is
so
great
angry.
If you're looking to fall asleep
Yeah, no, I'm not going to watch it.
and you just want to put something on.
Isn't there like death and dragons and
It's-
fire? How does that?
That's
And-
the best part. You
And
missed the
ice
best part.
zombies. There are ice zombies.
And that was one episode.
Yeah.
The rest is just
That's the great thing about binge
Hard to watch.
watching, which I think somebody
somebody
asked about.
wanted
Okay.
us to binge watch talk.
So, the thing about binging, because I had to binge watch, I got on the Breaking Bad train very, very late.
Oh, yeah,
I
that's easy to
apologize
do.
for that.
I still haven't watched it.
Better Call Sal.
Oh.
I haven't watched
I'm
either.
completely up to date on Better Call
Yeah.
Saul. But the Breaking
I'm
Bad,
learning things.
we started to binge watch that because we got on the train late. And then when we got caught up, then we had to wait a week for the next episode. And I was like, this is
That's
crap.
kind of what sucks about binge watching. You have to it's like moderation.
No.
So you have
What's that?
something to do for the rest of the week.
What's
Run out of
moderation?
shows, then you end up watching some horrible reality show or something.
No.
My Netflix is all kinds of messed up. It's like a 13-year-old girl took over. And
Uh,
I get my top selection right now is Babysitter's Club.
Huh.
I don't know what happened.
You're pretty. I mean, I can't say much. I've been watching Grey's Anatomy. It's like the 4th time.
Yeah, I watch stuff over again. I watched Money Heist and got completely obsessed with Money Heist,
Yeah.
which is a great story because it started out in Spain, just on like Spain's Channel 2, and it flopped. It was terrible ratings, and they were going to cancel it, and then Netflix says, you know what, we're going to buy that. And then it turned out to be like the second most watched show on Netflix during
Is
the
that like a drama or a documentary?
It's a drama, and they're gonna rob the mint in Spain, right? But they're not gonna take the money that's there. They're gonna print their own, so it's unmarked. Isn't that brilliant? They're in the mint for like a week.
I wonder how many people are at home just trying to.
Is it brilliant?
set
How
up
did
their
it end? Did they get away with
toleration.
it?
Probably not.
Because if not, it's not that brilliant.
Spoiler, really? I can't do that.
It's like, I'm not gonna tell you.
I can't tell you.
He's like, I had to watch it twice to figure it out.
Now, what did you ask?
I don't know.
You said.
Drink more Vader.
Drink more Vader. No, I'm ashamed to say that I'm knee deep in Love on the Spectrum.
Hold on. One last thing about Money Heist. It's in Spanish,
Okay, yeah.
so you have to watch the subtitles, or you can watch the. You know how they like dub it?
Yeah, dub over. Have you ever done that and the subtitles?
Yeah.
They're so off.
I can't
only
do it.
watch subtitles.
I don't know how to turn them off right now on my machine, so that's a
I
non-choice.
only watch subtitles.
But I like to read, and so it kind of, I don't have to hold the book. I can still.
Did you guys watch Peaky Blinders on Netflix?
I haven't yet. You were telling us about it the other day. I might
Because
have to
that's
check it out.
that's a show that is set in England, Birmingham, as they say, and it's easier for me to watch with the subtitles because sometimes you get into that tricky British jargon. You don't want to miss
Yeah, it's
anything.
like, what did you just say?
Tricky British jargon.
Yeah, got it. There's subtitles on this Facebook feed.
Is
so-
there?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I had no idea. So then there's this character in Peaky Blinders named Alfie Solomons who has the most craziest Cockney accent. I can't understand him with the subtitles, so that's always fun. But anyway.
But is he pretty?
We will. He is. we need to do, not just a Coffee with Vic show on binge watching. I think maybe we could do a podcast on its own about binge watching, what people have binge watched. Because
There's so many options.
binging was so much fun before the big pandemic. Now it's like you got all day to watch an entire season in a day.
It's the new sports. We
It
lost
is the new
sports, and
sport.
now everybody's competing over what's the best show to binge.
Plus, I think we should get paid for binging.
I mean,
So
why
You
not?
should get for views.
Yeah,
Like the more you watch on Netflix, the less you should have to pay.
I agree with that.
Gilmore Girls owes me a lot of money then.
So I talked to my wife
Poor
about.
girls.
I talked to my wife about the doing a podcast just on binge watching, and we came up with a pretty cool. Actually, she came up with a pretty cool title for that podcast called "The Binge." You like that?
Yeah.
You like the binge?
That's good.
The binge.
What day are we doing that?
Whatever you want.
Vic and I are obsessed with podcasting now. We realize how easy it is. All you have to do is get in here
Yeah.
and talk.
Yeah, I love it, and I never got to do it with a camera.
Yeah,
Yeah.
See?
it's kind of a whole. I think they should call it a vodcast. And then I had, because it's video.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know where the P came from, like an iPod?
Yeah, I think that's what it originally was, because that was like the big draw of the
Great.
iPod was you can put your podcasts
And
to
the
listen
Apple,
to.
Yeah.
Huh.
So it's totally out of date.
Totally.
Yeah.
Because everybody's doing video now.
And that's coming from you.
Right. So in that, I said, how about a vodka cast?
And
Even better.
And I was
we
for
all
this.
try different shots of vodka.
I'm in. I'm in.
That could go nowhere
That's
but
so
down.
funny.
I mean, I'm a little Russian, so it could be okay.
You have a vodka with you on you now? You're a little Russian, not 100%.
I mean, pretty close in ties.
Give me a minute. What's the code for the store?
Vodka podcast. What could possibly go wrong?
Everything.
There's
I
not
don't want to leave
tequila.
anybody out. Are there any other
Any more
suggestions
comments?
for
It's-
upcoming Coffee with Vic?
Upcoming Coffee with Vic, guys. What do you guys want us to cover? Let's see. If
And we can put this up on the page right now. People.
it's on the page
suggest.
now.
Yeah,
we'll
well-
do
But
another
I mean, when
we're
post
done,
and
it'll still
ask
be there,
for
right?
more.
Yeah, and they can still comment. And if you want to leave a comment on this podcast, we go through it all. We'll see what everybody has to say. Make sure nobody gets forgotten.
No more comments?
Jessica Gray just said 4 pocket change.
That's my wife.
What does that mean?
What did she say?
4 pocket change.
It was a while ago. The context is probably.
Does she know about the coin shortage?
She does.
Okay, I just want to.
But I don't think that's what she meant.
Hey, Gabe just joined us.
I can't
Hi, Gabe.
find it.
When you're streaming across all these platforms, it's hard to stay on top of the
I don't know what's going
comments.
on. I just can't. Okay, I don't want to do that. Now I just pushed a button I didn't want to push. So now I'm on.
Do I need
no,
to
I'm
work
not.
your phone for you again?
Would you?
What are
Can
you
you-
looking for?
Can you find us? That'll have a
Where are we?
Duh.
I'm already there. How do you think I knew Gabe just came on?
Oh.
For pocket change.
I don't know. It was a while ago.
But I thought maybe it was like an inside joke with
I mean,
your
it
wife or something
Could be.
we didn't know about.
Audio from the Shrimpies. Audio from the Shrimpies? I didn't know we had audio from the Shrimpies. My wife calls the shrimp Shrimpies.
I think your wife is speaking in one of those.
Oh.
I hope I've never really truly listened to it.
Oh, Big Jake would have done what we did for pocket change.
Okay.
Got
It's
it.
all
Got it,
coming
got
together
it.
now,
All
thanks
right.
to my wife.
Thanks.
Tech shock. Oh, no, that's something. That's not her. That's not a message. Okay. Then my wife said, audio from the Shrimpies. Yeah, we should have played the audio from the Shrimpies with her doing the wee.
I think we did. I
Oh,
thought
did we?
I don't know, because when we put it in the OBS, I can't hear it until I look at it live later.
Yeah,
it's
so-
the one sort of
And I have it
caveat of
muted
the
because I
system.
don't want it to.
right. It'll reverb and
And
it's
there's-
terrible.
Mike Boyle said, my friend Randy Stange. What's up, man? How you doing?
Dre Montez says you guys sound great, which is awesome because Dre is a podcaster himself. And
Oh.
he used to podcast in his studio.
Oh,
We need to get him back in here.
how come I don't see that? How come I only have these? And
Because I'm on the next core comments.
Oh, what?
See, we're going to Nextcore, we're going to me, and we're going to you, and we're going to YouTube, so they're
Got
just
it.
kind of all. I think there is like a restream thing where I could see them all, but I'm an idiot.
I cannot come
We're
here
getting
without
there.
without my laptop anymore.
Yeah, unprepared.
I can't believe I did that. I'm so sorry. I apologize to you both now. Let's
Are
take a
you
sip.
going to be
Sip.
here for
Shush. Sip.
Social.
Then.
social
Am I going to be here for what?
extreme ownership? It's at 8. But I know that they're trying to highlight you in their agenda.
I believe I am.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're going to probably go home and come back.
Oh.
for it.
Or something
Or
else.
do whatever you want.
Yeah.
Okay. It's your life.
We might do it.
Yeah.
Early. Do it in advance.
All right.
So did we hit everything? I don't want to leave anybody out. Did any other suggestions come in yesterday about our Coffee with Vic subjects that I don't want to lose? And can we agree that we need to do a show just on binge watching?
I'll have to
I'm
binge
not-
watch to practice and get ready for that. But
Yeah.
yes.
I've been practicing for this for years.
It's like riding a
Like,
bike.
I really want to talk about Love on the Spectrum, but we don't have any more time.
Now what is that?
It is a dating show about Australian autistic people.
Hmm.
And it is awkward.
It's okay.
It is so awkward. It's hard to watch.
You know
but
what?
it's like it's made for deaf people because she describes everything.
Did you say death?
Yeah, but so I don't know what the correlation is between autism and deaf. Maybe it's sometimes a hand-in-hand thing. But she'll be like, now Jeff is bowling with a green ball. He throws it down the aisle. Like, she says everything that you see.
Mm-hmm.
So you can actually just leave the room and you still get the whole picture.
Right.
Well,
Well, you know
people-
what? If it's meaningful and it grabs you, then it's worthwhile.
If you like to watch awkward dates, it's the show for you.
Did you? The word autism was in there somewhere.
Yes.
Okay.
Like,
Okay.
everybody
who,
has
Who
some
is the
kind of-
autistic person?
All of them. And they're all looking for love.
Everybody on the show that
Yeah.
dates
See,
is
I
autistic?
like this though. Like,
Yeah.
I think this is
All-
great.
It's,
Yeah.
it's kind of touching. It's horribly awkward.
Well, we'll talk about it.
I love it. We'll get to it
At
next
least the
time.
concept. I
Before
don't know how
we-
they're doing
Jim
it. but-
Ferris.
Wait. Before we move on,
Okay.
Let me just say that this whole conversation reminds me of when my daughter Mia was in, I think she was in 3rd grade or maybe even 2nd grade. She came home one day and she said, "Daddy, there's a boy in my class who's sarcastic." And I was like, how did he get so sarcastic at such a young age? No, Daddy, he has sarcasm. I said, do you mean autism? Yeah, he has autism.
Also, the sarcasm.
But she was so, no, Daddy, he has sarcasm.
It is a syndrome.
Sarcasm
It's one
is
of
a
the
syndrome.
symptoms.
What were we going to say?
Oh, that I had that young too, so I must have been a.
You have sarcasm?
Oh yeah.
I suffer from
I think
sarcasm
I
myself.
also
I wouldn't
suffer
say I
from
suffer.
sarcasm.
Suffering's a
Sometimes
strong
Benadryl
word.
helps.
All right, Jim Ferris. What did Jim say?
Jim Ferris said, "Hey Vic, sending you a DM. I don't know if you got that,
I
but
did.
he said I may be interested in a small recording or two. Thanks." So, follow up with him.
I did not. I will. He's with the KFC, Knights of Columbus,
Okay.
up on the hill.
Oh,
It's
perfect.
an unfortunate acronym.
Why is it?
KFC.
KN.
C.
Oh, okay.
Knights of
Different.
Columbus.
Yeah, different club.
I remember they always sponsored Little League teams. I always said K of C.
Gotcha.
So that's it. We hit everybody
That's just about it.
because we're getting the closing time here at the coffee.
We
Yeah, I think we're about there. Yeah.
just want to let you know tonight we're going to be podcasting again with Jim and Larry, another episode of Extreme Ownership. I know we just did one Friday, but these guys are nuts.
They are nuts.
And
Both
we're
of them.
gonna do it. We're gonna do it tonight because we can. And they're going out of town or something, or they have some kind of something. They're probably like skydiving.
Those two crazy extreme
cats.
ownership
Those
guys.
crazy kids.
They're
Still
nuts.
working on their nicknames.
All right, so just to recap, thank you so much for watching, for listening to our very first edition of Coffee with Vic, with my buddies Jen and Rebecca. And
Oh, don't call me Rebecca.
sorry, she did, so I thought I would.
Did I?
Don't do it.
Sorry.
Don't do it. It's learned. It's on. I have witnesses.
I don't think I did.
Yeah, you did.
Okay,
I wouldn't
well,
have if I didn't hear you do it.
If I want to email Becca, I type a B. I know that.
Okay, anyway. We'll be back next week. We'll do this again. We'll pick one of the topics that came in from the suggestions, if that's okay. Maybe Sonia Dada, who knows? Little esoteric.
I have to
I'm
research.
gonna nail that song down, and I should be able to karaoke it online.
Oh, we can
in a
get.
couple
Oh, we
weeks.
can go. We can go to karaoke and we can
Is
get
it Wednesday?
footage.
No. Yes. Again. Jim has some horrible footage of me karaoke.
He hasn't seen it with me yet. It's either really great or awful.
So yesterday we sat down and did a voiceover for Denali.
Mhm.
I've got that queued up, so we're gonna go out with a bang. Because
Perfect.
Denali delivers.
They do.
Did you know?
I did. I heard a
deliver.
rumor about that.
Denali delivers.
Denali delivers.
No way.
They do. Swear
All
to God.
right,
Thanks.
guys.
See you next week. Denali delivers. Here's how it works. Make a list of what you need. We source from Home Depot or the hardware store of your choice. Text the list to 314-499-2992 to start your order. Then Denali delivers your order on the scheduled delivery date. Denali delivers.